Welcome to SKL, where we'll be playing smooth jazz all evening long.
Just kidding, guys. Hey, I'm Silky Mittens, and we are here for Week 2, Game 2 between Notice Me Senpai and Fellowship of the Nerds. Behind the caster's desk today, I am joined by Crafty Buckeye and Ponox.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Alright, we're going to get right into picks and bans here in Game 1 between these two strong teams. Notice Me Senpai going 1-1 last week, and Fellowship of the Nerds 2-0ing just us guys in last week's action. Right away, we have a Darius ban on the side of Notice Me Senpai. Not too many surprises there. Do you guys expect any kind of bans coming out based on last week's results in this game?
I don't know if I'd expect many bans, but I'd expect kind of building comps around specific things that the teams do. So Notice Me Senpai is a very strong 80-centric kind of team where they go around Team Maya a lot. So I can expect maybe Fellowship of the Nerds maybe to build like a full dive comp, something to really kill that hyper carry, which I mean they're probably going to put Team Maya on, whether it be the Vayne, whether it be a Jinx, something like that. So we do see the Bard. That is definitely a targeted ban towards Chosegood. He's played it a couple times so far this tournament. So, I mean, good bans so far. And the Evelyn ban coming out from them. But Rumble also followed up. I mean, BB does play it every now and again. He's played a lot of different champions, so I don't know if that's maybe a priority they should have gone with. They're leaving quite a bit up right now. Like, lots of the Juggernauts are still open, like that Mordekaiser, like the Garen. So, still a lot of options for both teams.
Yeah, Hannah Patrel's Kennen is also open. We did see him play it twice last week. They did kind of go for a hard engage comp on the side of Notice Me Senpai. We did see the Rumble and the Kennen come out, kind of like a hard engage. And they were against a hard engage too, so it was kind of whoever could pull off that comp the best won last week. And it just happened to be Notice Me Senpai in one of the games. But we do see a Thresh pick, and I'm not surprised at all. Impreza Boy's favorite champion, pretty much plays it every game if he can.
It's like those hooks are scripted. he pretty much never misses a hook. But what I'd like to see out of this top lane, though, is something like a Gangplank or Fiora come out, maybe for both sides even. Oh, Jinx is what a priority pick. Baby Trug loves to carry with Jinx. Oh, insta-locks it too.
Pretty happy about that Jinx pick there. It's going to take it away from Team Maya as well as Baby Trog has played it a couple times himself. It's a very strong pick right now. Scales extremely well into the late game. And the Elise pick still very strong too. Mordekaiser, however, that is something I would like to see. It's extremely strong. It has a lot of carry potential. But it looks like they're going to go with that Vayne. A lot more, you know, common AD carry, I'd say, in that bot lane right now, but still very strong for Team Maya.
If Team Maya can't get a hyper carry like Jinx, Vayne is pretty much the next option, and he showed a lot of skill onto this Vayne. We saw it at the second game in their series last week against Vicious and Delicious, and they were able to carry using that Vayne pretty easily. And I just want to talk about this Elise pick on the side of Fellowship of the Nerds. They do put a lot of stock into that pick, and if it's open, I'm pretty sure that they'll take it 100% of the time. Bosgood does love Lee Sin as well, but Elise is a jungler that they value very highly. Not too surprised seeing the Braum hover here.
No, it's a very strong pick right now. The Braum, highly contested. It looks like he's going to be nerfed next patch in that 5.18, so they're going to get as much play out of him this patch as they can. As they do lock that in, along with the Ahri, another strong mid laner is going to have a lot of AP there, as well as just a lot of mobility and catch potential with that charm. So it looks like they might be going with another type of Hannah Patrel, you know, recipe here. The Annie and the Kennen potentially being hovered. If they go with the Annie, that'd be a very different kind of mid lane pick. Still very strong though. It's going to have what they want, a lot of engage potential with that Tibbers. As well as, I mean, it has a lot of AP ratios on there, so it does a lot of damage in itself too, especially if you're building that full AP, not the support type. And they might go with the Maokai as well. BB played that a couple times. Still, you know, strong pick with that Flash Twisted Advance. Has a lot of engage on it, especially if you're building a Righteous Glory. So still a solid comp all around. The only one that's kind of an outlier there is that Annie. So, I mean, not the most mobile champion, so it has a lot of, you know, flaws in the lane, especially against an Ahri who can catch that with a charm. So they do lock that in. So interesting pick for Hannah Patrel, but it's still kind of what he's liking in that mid lane in terms of champions.
One of Annie's main weaknesses in this mid lane is going to be the range. Jay Frazier on the Ahri is going to have a little bit more range. Still kind of a low range caster in the Ahri, but more range than Annie. If you don't have the stun, or you don't have Tibbers up, you don't have Flash, it's kind of hard for Annie to get on someone unless they get too close for you, which I don't see happening too often this game. Maybe would have liked going back to the Kennen pick just offers a little bit more than the Annie, a little less one-dimensional. Annie's pretty much flash tibbers, blow up the entire team. Kennen can add a little bit more mobility as well, and still offers a lot of great CC as well as damage. So maybe would have liked to see them go back to the Kennen there. If he's going to play it a bunch, then might as well go back to it. But so it should be interesting.
Should be interesting, but Annie is a very gankable champion if she pushes out of lane. If she pushes ahead in lane, Elise can come land a cocoon, then chain that CC, and it could easily just be a dead Annie pretty quickly.
So they're going to pull out this Malphite in the last pick here for Harblow in the top lane, matching up with that Maokai. I mean, pretty safe pick. It's going more for the team fight rather than the lane here. I mean, between Maokai and Malphite, there's not a lot of 1v1 potential. They're both extremely tanky top laners, not offering a huge amount of damage. So, I mean, probably going to just be a wet noodle fight. But once they get into those team fights, those 5v5s, that Malphite probably is going to be the scarier of the two. It looks like Notice Me Senpaiii is probably going to be going more for a catch potential with that Annie, with the Maokai, with the Thresh, versus this really good 5v5 kind of comp that Fellowship of the Nerds have built. Hopefully going to really enable Baby Trog to really get rolling off the start here.
Yeah, Malphite's kind of started to replace Maokai as kind of the standard top lane tank. Throw some AP in there as well, but lots of crowd control and people just remembering like, oh yeah, Malphite's a thing, and he's got that awesome ult, the Unstoppable Force, able to make some big plays come level 6. So that should be interesting to see for sure. So just going into this one as we load up, who do you give an edge to? Right off the bat, Crafty, who do you want to give the edge to? Just looking at their team comps and maybe some history from these guys.
I think I'd give the edge to Fellowship of the Nerds here. I think that bot lane is a lot. I think Braum right now is too strong with the Jinx against the low-ranged Vayne. I feel like that bot lane is pretty key in this matchup here.
I as well think that Fellowship of the Nerds has a lot stronger comp, especially built around the 2 damage start with that Ahri in the mid lane. I feel like that's just a lot stronger pick versus the Annie. Although, I mean, the Vayne has performed really well in the past year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play some ads from our sponsors, but we'll be right back onto the Rift with Notice Me Senpaiii versus Fellowship of the Nerds. Be right back.
Check this out.
Hey guys, welcome back. We've got Notice Me Senpai versus Fellowship of the Nerds coming right up. On the blue side.
Yeah, on the blue side, we got Notice Me Senpai with BB playing that Maokai in the top lane. Pool Party Rek'Sai coming out for Henry in the jungle. Hannah Patrell playing some Panda Annie in the mid lane. Team Maya rocking that SKT Vayne and Impreza Boy on his signature Thresh.
And on the red side, we have Fellowship of the Nerds with Harablo bringing in his Malphite. Bosegood playing his Elise. Jay Frazier on that Foxfire Ari. And on the bot lane, Baby Trog and Chazgood playing Jinx and Braum.
This game, we see a lot of comfort picks coming out for both teams. It's kind of interesting to see Baby Trog loving Jinx, getting a pentakill in the qualifiers, I do believe, and definitely showing his mastery on that champion. But pretty much on both sides, we got Team Mai on the Vayne, loves that champion very much, and Impreza Boy with that comfort pick into the Thresh. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where the junglers actually put their focus in this game. As you can see, all the masteries coming out from Fellowship of the Nerds there. It'll be interesting to see where Bosegood decides to go. Jay Frazier, in his own right, definitely can carry on this Ahri. Does like that champion as well. So it'll be interesting to see if both junglers put their focus towards the bot lane.
Talk about squad goals here with the masteries coming out from both sides. We did see a lot of those for both sides as well. It's just Notice Me Senpai didn't feel like showing them off to us quite yet. But looks like they're gonna maybe spot each other out here on the river side, but they might just throw out that line of scrimmage. No one's gonna kind of invade quite yet and just play a safe early start. And there might be a double jungle coming out from BB and Henry here on the side of Notice Me Senpai. Not too unusual, especially with that Maokai. I mean, he can help him out for the first little bit and then TP back to that top lane.
We also see Harablo in this bot lane. It's most likely going to be a double jungler for both teams here, unless Harablo walks all the way up. It has kind of been the standard thing, and it has become the standard in pretty much all of League of Legends, above bronze, that is, for a double jungle with the top laner and the jungler. They might see Hannah Patrell in this bush. Might just be Mission Impossible staying in this bush. Oh, they're not going to check it? Oh. Oh my gosh, he's playing a dangerous game there, just staying cool, staying calm. He's going to walk away from this one, actually, going to walk towards the tower. They might actually go for the blue steal onto the side of Fellowship the Nerds, but they are going to know, since Hannah Patrell just flirting with danger there. You're going to see them go into the jungle.
That's a lot of knowledge coming out here so far for Notice Me Senpai. The fact that they spotted Fellowship of the Nerds walking into their jungle, going towards their blue buff, and not getting spotted out on their own. So they're going to at least know that, but Fellowship of the Nerds doesn't know that they know that. So they might try and go for this 3 buff, but it might not be available for them, as Henry might go for their own blue buff after this.
When they give it to Jay Frazier too, that's going to be pretty strong in lane for that Ahri to be able to poke out the Annie, because Annie will have that mana regen as she kills those minions.
Thanks to the information that Hannah Patrell got, they're actually going to go over towards this blue buff. There was a ward there. There is a ward there, a defensive ward by Fellowship of the Nerds, so they're going to know that the blue buff's going to be taken. So maybe regretting giving that to Jay Frazier, but it looks like Bosegood's going to go try to fight this one off. It's going to be a 2v1 though, so maybe not the best idea. Probably just going to take Wolves and let that happen. But unfortunately, being maybe a little bit too confident in themselves, giving that buff over to Jay Frazier is going to set Bosegood behind in this early game.
No, absolutely, and it seems like Harablo is already in the top lane trying to get some CS here, as BB is just going back to base now, but looks like Jay Frazier might have tried to, catch him out there, but a little too late there, as he's just going to walk back towards that mid lane. Still pretty even there. So I feel like between these two teams, the story of it's going to be which bot lane can get rolling faster here, because on either side, they kind of have mirror matchups there. I mean, they have some, good early junglers here. They have some AP casters in mid lane. They got some tanks in the top lane. It's going to be which of these, really well scaling AD carries can get going a little bit more. Whether the Braum pays off or this comfort pick Thresh with some good catches can really, carry this bot lane farther.
Yeah, so far in lane, looking like Baby Chog and Chazgood kind of having their way with the range advantage and the safety that Braum brings against the Thresh. It's definitely going to be hard for Impreza Boy to land any meaningful CC. Landing the Destinies on a minion there, not going to help at all either. Baby Chog taking a little bit of damage, but just looking towards Fellowship to have the advantage in that lane, just by necessity. Vayne's not that great early on. Definitely looking for that Blade of the Rune King power spike on a Vayne usually, so maybe not going to see too much action there until some items can get an inventory of Team Maya.
For sure. So Henry just kind of hovering around this mid lane. Maybe want to catch out Jay Frazier. Maybe get that early blue buff back in their favor. It's already off though, so little low on terms of mobility there for Jay Frazier. Blowing the flash there. Stun comes out though from Hannah Betrell. Jay Frazier, can he make it out? Yeah, so not quite enough damage there. Oh, they're going to try and go. The ignite ticks. Flash in from Henry though. A little too much as the turret's going to take him down. Oh. Trades back for Jay Frazier. A little bit of miscommunication there from Henry, as didn't know that the ignite would take down Jay Frazier on from Hannah Betrell there. So a little too hard there on the side of Noticy Senpaiii, but I mean they still do get first blood, so good on them there.
It was perfect controlled aggression from Hannah Betrell to flash in, get that last Q onto Jay Frazier, and secure the kill with the ignite and the last auto as well. The big range on Annie's auto attacks helping out there, and then Henry, like you said, just flashing in. Fat fingered that flash a little bit too hard there. Unfortunately, going to give a little bit back to Jay Frazier after getting the first blood onto Hannah Betrell. That's going to make that lane a little bit more interesting as we creep towards level 6. That Annie is going to get really, really scary. Even as an Ahri, you have that Spirit Rush available, but it won't matter if Annie can stun you and two-shot you as well.
If we also take a look at the items here, so Annie backed and just bought herself a needlessly large rod straight up there. So she's looking for a lot of burst very fast and early. So she's looking to go all in there for that level 6. Horrible, taking a little bit of damage here from BB in the top lane. So I mean, Maokai does have a lot more sustain, I'd say, in terms versus the Malphite, and he's also out of pods, so he's kind of on his last legs there in the lane. So not a lot he's gonna be able to do against Maokai. He's still got some pods up, but Henry making his way in the bot lane.
Yeah, big action in the bot lane. Child's gonna get stunned against the wall, but not gonna go down. Henry landing on those chompers. Gonna have to go underground to get away from that one. And Prezaboy gonna flash away from the concussive blows. Bosgood's out of mana though, not gonna have enough for a cocoon or any follow-up. So just a chain of events there. A lot of CC coming up from both sides, but no kills going down. A lot of summoners burned on both sides. Baby Trog gonna blow both of his, and Prezaboy as well. Not gonna have the flash and the exhaust up any longer, but Henry sticking around this bot lane, but so is Bosgood.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're obviously looking to get this bot lane rolling extremely fast here. Pre-6 as both the bot lanes are level 4, so no huge spells coming out here. But yeah, both junglers just kind of hovering around here waiting for the action. And here it comes.
Yeah, Henry flashing in, gonna get chompered up. The exhaust gonna come out, but the lantern there for the disengage by Impreza Boy. Good play. Bosgood and Henry going in at pretty much the exact same time. The flash knock-up not available for Henry, not gonna be able to get that one. Great chompers by Baby Trog, showing that he knows how to use that champion, use the disengage very well, but Henry does have the tunnel available if he wants it into this bot lane. Jay Frazier being forced to use that Spirit Rush to get away from Annie. Just what I was talking about. This is going to get real interesting. Hannah Betrell now level 6. Does pop the Tibbers. And Jay Frazier is pretty low. Does have a little bit of sustain with the Ahri's Orbit Deception and the passive. So that was a lot of action there in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, this is a very scary lane for Jay Frazier to be in at this point, with the amount of damage that's on this Annie this early with that needlessly large rod. I mean, Tibbers is down now, so that's going to be, you know, a little bit of time that Jay Frazier can use to kind of farm up, try and catch up here. But he's going to have to be careful. He looks like he's going for that Abyssal Scepter first as he picks up the Null Magic Mantle. Going to be working towards a little bit of MR, hopefully going to, you know, deter the burst of this Annie a little bit. And as well, you know, take down the MR of the opposing team.
Yeah, also could be a Chalice as well. Does have the cooldown with that. So that's pretty much one of 3 of the sub pieces that needed for that Chalice. Going to be looking for the Grail right away. Going to give some good... where you're looking for the Morello Nomicon, you're instead going to pick up the Athenes, but that just gives you, like you said, a little bit more MR, better option for Ahri if she's going to be against this hand.
Oh no!
Not picking up blue! Just kidding. Not close enough. Going to have to use the charm to secure that one. Bosgood giving that one up. Nice guy, Bosgood. Could have kept it for himself, but...
underestimating that range a little bit as the hook lands on a Chosegood. Gonna play him back, but nothing picked up here as the chompers come out. Hopefully turn that around a little bit, make them think twice about going on that. As Henry making another appearance in this bot lane, but it looks like Bosgood is also making his way down here, so they're really putting so much pressure on this bot lane.
A lot of pressure, but it hasn't resulted in anything much. He's really just wasting time. He's down CS, but it's not like Elise should be making plays on the other side of the map where he can be making plays, like on... Oh, as Jay Frazier is also roaming down here.
They're going to come down unspotted, too. There's no wards on this side of the map. Bosgood and Jay Frazier, Spirit Rush not available. Bosgood does have the Cocoon ready. Team Maya. Nice. Prezaboy going to get hit up by the Glacial Fissure. Going to be the only one there. Henry is there. to help out Impreza Boy. Gonna go down eventually. Baby
Nice.
Trog, the nice teleport cancel from Harablo. Now getting a chase, flashing away from BBB. The Vengeful Maelstrom gonna try and chase this one down. Gonna cost him his life, saving the rest of his team from that teleport. But no mana on the side of BBB, but enough for one Arcane Smash. Gonna take that one down. Trading a kill for a kill. Support for a top laner there. Harablo. You know, maybe not worth. Yeah, might have been able to disengage from BBB quite easily. But just in case, he decided to try and cancel that TP, cost him his life.
He also maybe should have tried to hold on to that flash a little bit, as he did flash mid-twisted advance from BB, so BB followed the whole length of the flash. So if he would have held on to that a little bit, flashed after the twisted advance kind of came through, he could have had a chance of getting away there. But still, I mean, great attempted team play there, trying to cancel the TP, help his team out as his TP was down there. So he's just really trying there. Oh, nice max length death sentence there from Impreza Boy, but nothing really going to come out of that, as they're just going to try and hold this mid lane, as Hannah Patrell is pushing pretty hard on that mid tower.
Very good on the side of Fellowship and Meg to get that kill on the Jinx. She took it with the Mega Death, Super Mega Death Rocket. Helps her snowball her lead. She got BF pickaxe at this point, so hope we see strong on the Jinx.
Yeah, Impreza Boy gonna catch a death sentence on a Baby Trog there. There's 3 members for Fellowship of the Nerds, though. Not enough members for Notice Me Senpai. The charm gonna land on Hannah Patrell. Dissuade any further action. The Tibbers was available, as well as the stun proc. Ignite and flash onto Hannah Patrell as well. Gonna be scary hovering around this mid lane. If Hannah Patrell wants to engage, she very well could. We've seen it before on Kennen. A flash engage with Slicing Maelstrom. Could be the same story. Different champion this game.
At this point with Annie, it's a little bit scarier, because everyone knows when your stun is up. They can see that the active kind of spiraling around the Annie there, so it's more of like a threat that you could drop that Tibbers at any point, and you don't necessarily have to dissuade any fight with that up there. So I mean, great on Hannah Patrell to be patient with the Tibbers. We've seen it before with the flash and everything. He's a very cool-headed mid laner here, not panicking or anything like that. So he's gonna hold on to that Tibbers and hopefully, you know, get a lead here in the mid lane, as he's already got a CS advantage over the Ahri, who in her own right is pretty good at farming herself.
Yeah, we are going to see a gank at the top lane. Henry going to tunnel right behind Harablo. Does have the ult available though, so if he wants to get out of this one, be able to ulti out of this one. Going to use that, not going to go down Henry. Just a good gank there to waste that cooldown, pretty much nullifying any presence that Harablo has, even with teleport up. As long as you don't have that unstoppable force, not really going to be a huge factor in the next team fight.
We do see the Malphite going AP as well. He's got the blasting one, he's got the catalyst, so he's going to be going towards, you know, a more damage-centric build rather than the hyper tank that we were expecting to kind of see come out of the top lane. So I mean, interesting decision there from Harablo, being a little bit behind already. He's going to go for the, you know, the more risky build on the Malphite, so he's going to have to see how that one pays off.
I'm used to just seeing Malphite stack that armor, and but this is coming Broad of Ages. I'm not too used to that, but maybe it'll pay off. Maybe those unstoppable forces will just blow up that Annie or that Vayne.
Malphite does scale off of armor with his ability, so would have been useful, but against an AP laner like Maokai, that can be a bully in lane. We do see a gank in the top lane though. Henry is going to pop up the Harablo, going to go down to the Vengeful Maelstrom eventually. BBB picking up second kill of the game, and it looks like the junglers have swapped their attention to this top lane now. Maybe it'll be the Maokai carry and not the Vayne carry.
I mean, this is going to look even worse there for Harablo in that top lane. He's now 0-2. He's still having to work towards getting that Roa and then getting the stacks on top of it there. So this is going to delay that even further, as it looks like they're going to try and contest this dragon here, as Rek'Sai is going to use her ult to get down there, but Impreza Boy catching Baby Trog.
Baby Trog going to get exhausted. The flash going to come out as well. The box going down. Boz's going to have to flash away as well. The Chilling Smite by Henry going to pick up Bozgood at the end of this one. Jay Frazier missing the charm, 3-rushing right into the middle of 3 members of Notice Me Senpai, Team Maya. Not being able to catch that one. The flash Timber's coming down. It's huge on a Jay Frazier. The Death Sentence is going to pick that one up as well. Baby Trog going to get chased down by Hannah Patrell. One more auto will do the trick. Childgood just trying to body block at this point. Impreza Boy, the empowered auto, going to pick up that one. Kill secured. That is a double kill for Impreza Boy. Definitely earning that one with the good Death Sentence to start that fight.
No, yeah, fantastic engage there from Impreza Boy. Like I said, they're looking for that catch there. They got it onto the Jinx, and then they followed up really well, putting the box down to really CC up the team, kind of deter him from going in on a full engage, kind of having to disengage and then want to re-engage. But the Annie was there just with a great Tibbers, dropped it on the whole team. And, I mean, that was just really the end of it from there.
Yeah, after the key summoners were used up from Fellowship of the Nerds, it was pretty much easy pickings for Hannah Petrell. Just a flash Tibbers, pretty standard. Annie play really going to come out. Probably not the first time we're going to see that. Definitely going to be looking for more of that in the future. Going Luden's first item. Doesn't screw around. Sometimes we see Annie's go Rod of Ages, a little bit more tanky, but Hannah Petrell wants that full burst.
Yeah, going for a lot of burst here. We also do see Rek'Sai going with the Warrior enchantment onto the jungle item. So, I mean, usually they like to see either like a really tanky Rek'Sai, especially with the kind of double carry type comp they have built around the Vayne and the Annie. So, I mean, you're going to get a little bit more damage out of the Rek'Sai there, but, I mean, Rek'Sai doesn't put out a whole lot of damage now either. I mean, after nerfs throughout the patches, it's better suited towards more of a, you know, tank jungler versus that damage one.
Yeah, Henry picking up that Warrior enchantment, maybe just for that early aggression, and now he says, my job's done, boys, I'm going to build tanky. You guys do the rest, I've done what I can, get you ahead. And his lanes are ahead, 2-0 in the top lane, 2-1 and 2 combined for Impreza Boy, Team Maya. Thresh carry confirmed, not the first time we've seen that from Impreza Boy. He does like to get those kills on Thresh, why not? Get him more tanky, get him some more items in his belt so he can make these awesome plays with the death sentence engages. Bosgood now turning attention to this top lane. BBB not going to see her coming. And the Elise is going to look for the cocoon here. Herablo just smacking the Maokai. Too tanky to take down really, but we do have percent health damage from Bosgood on the Elise. Going to be hard to take down. The Vengeful Maelstrom is going up. The stun going to come out and land on that one. Bosgood is really low. Henry's here, and Hannah Petrell is going to hear as well. The oh my god, double kill for Henry. That was insane. And the Unstoppable Force was still up for Herablo as well. Crafty Buckeye just pointing that out to me. Just too tanky to take down, not getting down quick enough, and then having the reinforcements come for BBB.
BB with them great baits there as he knew his team would follow up. So great communication coming out from Notice Me Senpai. Really collapsing very well, but a lot of damage coming out on the Cho'Gath there. The true bullets there, they're going to do a lot of damage. Baby Trog might go down there as a Kadem puts him in the wall.
Yeah, and double kill onto Team Maya, but the teleport is coming in, and Impreza Boy is going to try and keep them away. Herablo with that Unstoppable Force still left over onto Team Maya, going to go down, then flash, and the heal going to be used by the Vayne, but Jay Frazier is going to get taken down by those Silver Bolts. So true damage, Herablo finding himself outnumbered, 4-1, going to go down eventually to Henry, and that was another kill onto the Rek'Sai, 4-2-3. That was a great TP, and but also a great roam and a great response by Notice Me Senpai.
You see Team Maya showing off the hands on the Vayne. Very slick looking, or should I say silky with his mitts. As we all know you love to play that Vayne too.
Yeah, definitely best champion in the game confirmed. Better than Draven by far. Even though in lane Draven has something else to say, but BBB going on her tower, maybe get stunned up here. Concussive blows are stacking. Baby Trog not going to get him though. The Repel going to go up by Bosgood, going to get out this one. The Choppers go down, zoning Henry from the rest of his team. Going to go down eventually. Oh my gosh, BBB living with like 50 HP on the end of that one.
Throw the Mega Death Rocket.
Throw the Mega Death Rocket. It is available. They have a ward there. They do see him. It's not going to come down. They have vision.
Come on, Baby Trog.
Come on, Baby Trog. You can do it. Oh, not gonna hold on to it. Maybe gonna save it for a sick double kill. Try to make it onto our top 5 plays of the week or something. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I've got.
Wow.
But we do see some action in the mid lane. The Tibber is gonna go down onto Jay Frazier. Just gonna get one shot pretty much by Hannah Petrell, using everything she's got. The Ignite going down as well just to secure that one. Probably wasn't needed. Chosgood getting chased down now by Impreza Boy. The Death Sentence is gonna land. Hannah Petrell is there. Does have the stun available. Gonna get stunned down. Another kill over to the Annie, and that is one scary Annie. 3-0-3 already in 18 minutes in.
Going for even more burst, picking up another measly large rod and a blasting wand there. So going just for 100-0 kind of type build here. So every time, you know, Jay Frazier's going to show back up in lane, just going to drop Tibbers on him, say thank you very much, and collect some more gold off of that. So, I mean, they're going to have to watch themselves very carefully as Tibbers just you know, 1v1ing Baby Trog here. Oh my goodness.
Flash coming out as well from Hannah Petrell. The flash and heal answer from Baby Trog. Gonna go get that one. Oh, but a big Mega Death Rocket onto Impreza Boy, finding himself in the wrong part of the neighborhood. Once again, we've seen it before. just warding. That's the life of the support, really. You got to put out those aggressive wards, but sometimes you got to pay for it with your life, like we just saw. That's another kill to Baby Trog. 2-2-2 now, just trying to catch up, stay in line with the Annie and the Vayne on the other side of the map. Team Maya 70 also getting some kills on herself. That's going to be scary as well. Vayne, late game, nothing to joke about. So definitely going to be hyper carry battles in the spot lane.
We see the vision battle continue here as teams are looking to eliminate vision and gain vision as Dragon spawns here in less than 40 seconds with top laners, no TPs up, but they're looking to come down, maybe push out the lane and down here pretty quick.
Yeah, BB heading back towards the top lane, so they might recognize that and decide to set up even farther here for Fellowship of the Nerds. So, I mean, BB, he's got to recognize that, but I mean, Harblow is also there, so at least if he's keeping him there, then it's going to be 4v4 even fights there. So I would like to see another dragon fight here. I do think that Fellowship of the Nerds does have a very, very strong team fight, but I just think that right now, with Hand of Betrayal being so big, and same with Team Maya, just being able to 100-0, especially now that Hand of Betrayal picked up that Rabadon, and he's just going to be able to just pop any kind of carry, whether it be the Ahri or the Jinx. So they're going to be very careful. So, ooh, the Super Mega Death Rocket, not quite enough, just a little too early there, but Team Maya just going to pick up that dragon. No contest there from the side of Fellowship and the Nerds.
Things are starting to snowball quite heavily into Notice Me Senpai's favor. Already 35 to 26k gold lead, 14 to 5 are the kills, and 2 dragons to 0 now. Also 3 towers on their side, just 0 on the side of Fellowship of the Nerds. Definitely going to look to get some. There's gold on the map, but they just got to find it. They've really got to find picks. It's what they're best at. They've got the unstoppable force with Harablo. Bosgood on that Elise always has the percent health damage as well as the cocoon. Picking up the haunting guys as well, pretty much going standard Elise damage build this early, and we do see the Rod of Ages finally completed onto Harablo, now just picking up the Mertreads and a Ruby Crystal.
So something we should keep track of here for Notice Me Senpai is how often they fight just when Annie's flash comes back up. So it's on cooldown right now, so they're probably just going to wait that cooldown out. But as soon as it's up, I'm going to expect a very big fight, or some at least kind of objective trying to be taken from their side with that threat there. So Hand of Betrayal stacking up that stun there, so it looks like they might try and catch out someone who's going to unknowingly be pushing that mid wave out, but no one's going to be fooled there, as you do see some fights coming on the top.
Flash going up by Bosgood, getting away from that one, but under the tower is BBB. Going to be able to take up that one, though. The Unstoppable Force going to come out suspended in midair. Was BBB stunned in midair by the Malphite and the Elise. Kind of funny looking there, going to pay for it with his life. Just outnumbered there, 4-2. For Fellowship of the Nerds. Great pick by them. They used a lot of cooldowns, though. That's the Unstoppable Force from Harablo, just picking up a kill on the tank. Still 2-1-4 is BBBB on the Maokai. Still going to be a tanky member to take down late game. And looks like Team Maya's going to go onto the turret here. The Chopper's going to come out 1 auto away from death. Is Baby Trog. Team Maya just flaunting that advantage, the item advantage as well. The Phantom Dancer and the Blade of the Ruin King. Just the IE for Baby Trog. Hand of Betrayal now going to look to push this mid lane. Does not have the flash available. Probably going to be looking forward towards some distortion boots in the near future, accompanied by some onto the sword treads, of course. That'll be a big thing come late game for Hand of Betrayal. This early, you know, you're that far ahead, you can afford not to have that flash up as much as you'd like, but late game, definitely going to be something they're going to be looking for, although they might still not need it. 22 minutes in, and this gold lead's looking like a pretty hefty job for Fellowship of the Nerds.
Fellowship of the Nerds, they really got to try and keep Team Maya in check, as he's just going to be split pushing if they ever give him the chance, as he does take up another tower there in the bot lane. So they got to kind of watch with the map movements here, just because they have so much wave control here for Notice Me Senpai. Henry taking a little bit of damage here from Baby Trog. He might take a little more than he wants, but he's going to get out of there safely, going to be able to tunnel out. I mean, that's some cooldowns there too. I mean, but not any major ones, so those are going to be back up pretty quick here.
Interesting decision by Chosgood to finish up the face of the mountain before buying any sort of magic resist or utility for his team. Does have the Sightstone, but would have maybe liked to see an Aegis of the Legion that came out on the side of Impreza Boy even, and there's not that much magic damage. Just kidding, there's a lot of magic damage, but their members aren't as ahead as this Annie is, pumping out a lot of damage, pretty much one-shotting anyone. Maybe an Aegis would have benefited a little bit more than just the flat-out shield from the face of the mountain. Probably going to be the next item, though, for Chosgood.
No, I mean, that Aegis would do a lot of work for Fellowship of the Nerds. I mean, that Annie has a lot of AoE damage. Same with the Maokai even, just because with that eventual Maelstrom, I mean, that does a lot of damage once that pops. I mean, so they got to be careful of that, and it's all AoE. There's not a lot of targeted there, so that Aegis would be doing a lot. So I would like to see that picked up. So we do see some more damage coming out here for Team Maya, picking up that pickaxe there. So definitely very far ahead of the Jinx.
She's almost that full build Vayne. All you need is that Bork, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper on a Vayne, and then you can carry the rest of the game. But I think the key to this next fight for Fellowship of the Nerds is to land that Unstoppable Force on Team Maya or Hand of Patrel and just hopefully blow them up as quick as possible before they can even get down Tibbers or use their ults to get out.
Yes, they also got to be very careful here, not get caught out as, oh my goodness, Hand of Patrel, so much damage.
But not going to go down, though. Super Mega Death Rocket going to take down Hannah Patrell in the end. Jay Frazier going to pick up that one. Baby Trog going to get out of there just barely. So that was a great engage by Hannah Patrell, just barely not having enough to take out the two main carries. And that's pretty much the only way they're going to lose the fight, is if Hannah Patrell goes down, Team Maya gets low or what have you, and they don't manage to pick up the kills on Jay Frazier and Baby Trog. But this is going to force them to both back now. So it's a 4v3 in this mid lane advantage for Notice Me Senpai.
Maybe that's why he got the face to Mountain Shield. It was there on the Jinx at the end. maybe that's what kept her alive.
All according
Death
to
End's going to land on the Harablo onto the turret. Henry and BBB going to dive. Impressive Boy is taking this one up. The Lantern is there if anyone wants to take it. BBB still tanking the turret. Team Maya going to pick that one up now. Then Twisted Advance on Harablo. He's going to get it away from this one. But Jay Frazier and Baby Trog rejoining the fight. The box going to slow some members of Fellowship of the Nerds, going to dissuade any further action. Baby Trog still looking for the zap slow. Going to find it on the BBB. The sapling going to be tossed out. Chosgood going to block that one. Team Maya is still there. The Death Sentence going to land. The re-engage from Notice Me Senpai is huge on this one. BBB still alive. And Bosgood going to go down to Henry at the end of that one. Waiting on some cooldowns. Deciding to re-engage is the right choice for Notice Me Senpai.
Yeah, fantastic. So it looks like they're aiming towards this Baron here, actually. Team Maya is going to start chunking that one out there. I mean, they do have Vayne, so they absolutely can go ahead and do that for them. Yeah, so great capitalization on the downed members from Fellowship of the Nerds. Notice Me Senpai really knowing their limits here, having a great re-engage there as the Jinx did overextend. Rom throw the shield the wrong way, but it looks like they might have some contest here for the Baron.
The Baron's going to go down to Team Maya. Harablo going to find himself exhausted and taken out by Hannah Patrell quite easily. They do not have the members to fight this. The health bars aren't as high onto Notice Me Senpai, but Team Maya, that last auto, the Silver Bolt's going to catch that one out. The tumble damage as well. Doing like 400 damage onto that one. Going to pick up that one.
Silver of the Moon.
Silver of the Moon. You take out Jay Frazier. Spirit Rush, not enough to chase that one. You can't run. You can run from your problems, but not those auto attacks. And it looks like they're going to go towards Dragon. This is going to be the third Dragon of the game to 0. Still no objectives at all taken by Fellowship.
You know, there's two things I love in this role. Smooth Jazz and a fed Vayne. 5-0-4 right now. Gonna be going back pretty soon here, picking up that Last Whisper. Not before she picks up the blue buff though, but a Baby Trog, a little caught out here as the Silver Bolt is gonna pick that up, and Hannah Patrell is just gonna hopefully pick up the Elise here. Flash blown though, barely getting out of their life. So just playing with them right now as they're gonna be just taking over their jungle, saying this is mine now.
Literally zero vision on the side of Fellowship of the Nerds in their own jungle. Can't afford to walk out there, especially if you're Baby Trog. You're the main carry of your team. You're the only chance your team really has at winning any team fights as long as you survive the Annie burst, and you're wandering out by yourself like that. The flash flay is enough by Impressive Boy to land the secure onto Baby Trog. Just misplay there, especially when you're behind. You can't afford to make mistakes like that. It's just gonna put the nail in the coffin really by yourself. So that's not good by this team, and it looks like the lead is pretty much insurmountable at this point.
I'm pretty sure that every time Hannah Patel goes back to base, he's just typing in needlessly large rod and then buying whatever item he doesn't already own. As he picks up another one, I'm hoping he's going to be going towards like a Zonya's or maybe even a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, just to get kind of that utility, the health, so he's a little bit more tanky. I mean, he hasn't been caught out too much. It's more when he has a bit of over-aggression that he gets caught there. So the Zonya's maybe not the priority. The slows with that AoE Tibbers might be a bit more.
Henry's going to look for the engage. The flash knockup is going to be there. The chopper's going to go out. Chaw's going to get that death sentence right into Team Maya. Going to take him down. Leg nothing. And then shred through that tank pretty easily. Jay Frazier going to pop the Spirit Rush, running away from Hannah Patrell, coming in the backside. and only going to pick up the 1 kill onto the support of Fellowship of the Nerds, but this means some pressure onto this tier 2 in the top lane. Presboy going to put out some ward, get some vision down. That one going to go down quite easily. Death Sentence is going to miss, go wide. The Spiderlings probably would have blocked down out. That's one thing Elise has going for him in this game. Not much else though, as it looks like Nosmi Senpai is going to start sieging up onto this turret. It's going to be scary defense for Fellowship of the Nerds.
Yeah, Harblow, I think he needs to be very careful. Not a lot of resistance is built on him, and all he's got is those Merc Treads and then the Null Magic Mantle there. So, I mean, Team Maya just going to be able to shred right through him if he's ever able to get a couple auto attacks on him there. So, not a lot of front line here without Cho's good. And again, he's only built health. He hasn't really built any resistances himself. So, but BB going in hard here.
Yeah, good twisted advance onto Jay Frazier onto the turret. Going to flash away from that one. Going to go down, taking the turret for far too long. Tanky, but not tanky enough as looks like Fellowship of the Nerds is on the offensive now. Hannah Patrell finds himself on the wrong side of the wall, and Present Boy forced to lock down the box. Going to dissuade any further action out of mana is Baby Trog. Not going to have any zap to follow that one up. Hannah Patrell still lurking though, still dangerous, has a stun proc ready. Tibbers as well, not flash available, had to flash away from the engage from Fellowship of the Nerds. Good catch, and a little bit of over-aggression from BBB.
I'd like to see Fellowship of the Nerds at least put some wards down on their side of the jungle now that they got this catch there. I don't even know if they have any, maybe one on that bot side of the jungle, and now some on the top. Now that they got the catch, they're looking to get a little more vision here, but no armor still on that Malphite as he's looking to get that Aegis.
Yeah, gonna defer the Aegis of the Legion to that Malphite in the top lane. Like you said, no armor, gonna be pretty easily for Team Maya to take down, but I feel like Harabal's just gonna sit in the back and wait for that big unstoppable force. That's pretty much what he's picked for, and what he built for with that early rod was some damage to go along with his ultimate. We did talk about the distortion boots onto Annie, so the flash is gonna be huge. So I am actually gonna expect Zhonya's come out. The flash engage, the only reason that she went down that one fight in the mid lane there was she caught out Jay Frazier and Baby Trog, because she didn't quite have enough damage to take down both of them by herself. So she flash engage, and then she found herself a sitting duck. So I do expect the Zhonya's to come out. You flash engage with the Tibbers, you Zhonya's wait for the rest of your team to come in and clean up, and then you're pretty safe. The slow would be really good as well as Riley's, but I think with the passive stun, that's just enough utility or enough crowd control as it is. So I'm going to be expecting a Zhonya's to come out, and the last Whisper completed already for Team Maya. This is one scary Vayne. It's pretty much every Vayne's dream, as I know very well.
704 with a lot of CS on that Vayne as well. So they're going to be very scary, but again, not the only threat on the team. Hannah Patrell doing a lot of work there, as well as there's the Black Cleaver built on the Rex side, so able to do a lot of damage, as well as the cleave stacks are going to really help out this Team Maya as well. So really building well. I'd say they really, decided what they wanted to get out of this comp was to really enable their carries, and they're doing that extremely well in terms of itemization. So I very much like what they're doing. Power Blow, he's taking a lot of damage there just from the 3 autos. He's got to be very careful, hoping he's going to pick up some armor here real quick. But wow, just a lot of damage there coming out for Hannah Patrell.
Hannah Patrell going to take down Jay Frazier under the tower, but going to pay for it with his life. Bosgood takes that one down, going a little bit too ham. The unstoppable force going to come out onto Team Maya, going to get caught down, but she is going to be alive in this one, pumping out the damage. The Death Sentence is going to land onto Baby Trog, the exhaust as well. Flash and heal used, but Team Maya's going to pick up that one. The Tumble Silverbolt's going to be enough to take that one down. Bosgood going to take Henry, who was tanking the turret the whole time under turret. Going to take that one down. Bosgood going to land the cocoon at the end, but Team Maya and Impressive Boy going to take this turret pretty freely.
Vayne is just ripping apart the tanks on the side of Fellowship of the Nerds, doing what Vayne does best.
I mean, it's kind of quote-unquote tank at this point, just with the amount of MR they're deciding to build versus that armor. So Team Maya, obviously you're just going to shred through them. There's nothing really to stop this Vayne from shredding through it. So I would like just like a Frozen Heart or anything to come out for this Malphite or this Braum. Just something to really, slow down this Vayne, kind of put her down in her tracks, but nothing so far.
That was the right play from Harablo to try and catch Team Maya under the turret like that, but Team Maya able to get away, flash and heal available, flash heal away, and then surviving that just first engage is crucial for Vayne. Able to tumble away, has a stealth as well with the ultimate, and be able to live and then pump out damage after that. So it was the right move, unfortunately, just didn't have the right damage, the right members there to be able to execute, follow through on that one. So that's another Dragon, 4-0, gonna be Aspect in any time now.
Yeah, pretty quick. They're getting those stacks, and I mean, Fellowship of the Nerds needs to be a little more quick on kind of contesting those, as I mean, it was only a couple members there, so not a lot going on. Super Mega Death Rocket does go to check the Baron. that's still available, so nothing really going on there. So I mean, it's just looking at the advantages here. There's no towers gone for Notice Me Senpai. They still have all their outer turrets up, as well as they do have the 4 dragons. So their objective control so far has been on point. They haven't given anything up as well. They've taken everything. So great on them. This is looking a little daunting here for Fellowship of the Nerds. If they want to start coming back, they're going to have to focus more on the objectives rather than trying to get some catches here. So they might have to focus on some rotational play. Maybe even, they don't really have some split push threat, but they do have the Jinx who can take down the turrets extremely fast. So they might have to focus on that.
Yeah, it's going to be very situational for their win condition. Pretty much take down Team Maya and Hand of Betrayal without taking any damage yourselves. It's going to be a daunting task. It's going to be another Baron. Just kidding. Rablo trying to steal that just by himself, but not going to get it. Henry going to be able to take down quite easily his Hand of Betrayal, taking care of Bogdan in the backside. Frazier going to go down. Eventually, it seems to BBB, but not being the case. BBB just going to twist advance out of there. Valiant effort by Rablo. Thought maybe he would have got that, but Henry having the smite available, doing a lot more damage than the Malphite ultimate. Going to take down quite easily. And Baron up minions. This might be the beginning of the end.
I think it's a matter of time before this game is over. Looking to get their second inhibitor here with the Baron coming in. Annie also pushing top, so maybe they'll rotate there and just get all 3 here in one push.
I really wanted to be safe. They don't really need to, as we see. J Frazier going to go down, BBB locking her up for the rest of her team. Team I going to pump up the damage. Henry going to pick up that kill for himself. Definitely doing a lot of work in this game. The unsung hero. Hand of Betrayal and Team I doing a lot of damage, but we do see Rek'Sai pumping out a lot of damage and making some plays as well. You really can't discredit anyone on this Notice Me Senpai team. Definitely making plays in every corner of this map. Top lane, mid lane, jungle, and bot lane as well. This looks like it could be the end here. J Frazier does have 10 seconds left before reviving. Diablo going to get Death Sentence into play. The box put down as well. They all grouped up, but the Tiver's going to go down on a Baby Troll. Going to go down. The Ignite is ticking. Hand of Betrayal not going to go low enough for Fellowship of the Nerds. Henry decides to re-engage. Bosgood gonna repel into the air. Chosgood staying alive. J Frazier is now back. And Team Maya isn't even there. Triple kill for Hand of Betrayal. Taking up 2 towers at the same time. Gonna live at the end of that one. The concussive blows not stacking all the way. Not gonna get stunned under the towers. Super minions are there. J Frazier is gonna get death sentence again. Team Maya just joining the fight, ladies and gentlemen. That was a 4v5. Scattered, albeit. Chosgood still alive. Team I gonna pop the ultimate. Gonna try and pick up one more kill. Pad the stats. Don't want to get too close. Gonna get shut down. Chosgood padding his stats. Gonna get one more kill for himself, but ultimately the victory for Notice Me Senpai.
Alright guys, well that was a great first game coming out here from both teams. Notice Me Senpai picking that up in a pretty convincing fashion. Very strong lanes here coming out with the Team Maya, with the Annie, both finishing with 9 kills there, only dying once for the Vayne and twice for the Annie. So I mean, these non-conventional mid laners are doing a lot of work here for the, Notice Me Senpai. So great on them. I'm gonna have to see whether they decide to keep going with this Annie or the Kennen, or if they maybe go for some more meta picks later on here, but it's working out for them.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter too much. They do like this hard engage style coming out, and they do like Team I on a carry. We saw Sivir come out once for Team I, and it didn't go well for the team. They end up losing that game. Splitting a match with Vicious and Delicious. So definitely looking to see Team Maya on Vayne or Jinx or Tristana, these hyper carries. But you can't ban out this entire team. We've talked about it numerous times. These guys are deep in every lane. BBB can play pretty much anything. Hannah Petrell got a lot of pocket picks. The Ken and the Annie. Is it worth banning? Probably, but then you leave out something like Vayne. You probably want to ban that, but you can't ban everything. So that's where Fellowship of the Nerds is going to run into some trouble here.
For sure.
I'm interested to see probably a different top laner here for Fellowship of the Nerds, as we're going to go into Game 2 here pretty soon. But I guess we should probably just take a quick break here. We'll be back pretty shortly for Game 2.